Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Miles Emiway for all that are new, and today's model is Brittany. She is a musical artist who goes by the name Ego. I will leave all of her social media platforms down below in the description box. Today's look is a super beginner-friendly full cut crease using the Juvia'S Nudes palette, so please continue watching so we can achieve our goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers. So please like, share, and subscribe, and without any further ado, let's get into this makeup look. First, I'm cleansing her face by using a cotton pad soaked in micellar water, and I'm removing any debris from her skin. I'm making sure to swipe in an upwards direction. Swiping upwards prevents me from dragging her skin downwards. Now I'm taking the ordinary Alpha Arbutin 2% and HA serum so that I can begin to prep her skin for the makeup we will be applying. I love using serums when I'm prepping model skin because we are literally painting a canvas, and if you expect the foundation, highlight, and contour to work its best, you must make sure that the skin is prepared for it. Now I'm going to use the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Moisturizer, and this is the Water Gel Formula one. This moisturizer is formulated with hyaluronic acid so it absorbs quickly into the skin, and this is going to substitute for my primer today along with a few spritz of the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. Now I'm going to use my RCMA foundation. I'm going to use the shade KO3 to highlight Brittany's face using an oval-shaped e.l.f. brush, and I'm going to start by highlighting all the high points of her face, starting with her nose, above the eyebrows, underneath her eyes, the corners of her mouth, and right below where I'll place her contour. And after I'm done placing the concealer with that e.l.f. brush, I'm going to blend the concealer with a disposable sponge. Now I'm taking my Morphe M444 and I'm taking the shade KO4 from my RCMA VK10 palette, and I'm going to begin to press the foundation into her skin. I wanted to add some more warmth to Brittany's skin, so I'm going in with a foundation that has a yellow undertone. However, I did feel that this foundation was a bit too warm for her, especially since she's not using any tanner like when I usually do her makeup in the summer. So I go in later to fix the warmth of the foundation, but I'm going to just build that up with my Morphe brush until I get the coverage that I think is desirable for this look. Now I'm going to take my Real Techniques contour brush and I'm taking the shade KO8 to contour her face. I'm pinching the bristles so that I can get an exact placement initially of where I want the contour, and then I move my hands down the brush and begin to feather the contour into her skin. Then I'm using a disposable sponge to blend out the edges of the contour. And then I'm contouring her forehead and her jawline, placing the color with the brush, blending with the brush, and then going over the edges with a sponge. And then I'm going to pop in a nose contour. I'm now taking my LA Girl Pro Concealer in Classic, and this concealer specifically has a much more cool, a much more pink undertone, and that's going to balance out the foundation being a bit too warm. So I'm going to highlight her face again in all the high points, and I'm going to diffuse the edges of where I contoured to achieve a more seamless blend. So I'm just going to lay that right underneath her eyes to brighten them up, and then let that concealer sit for about a minute or two, and then blend it in so I get a more full coverage application. Now I'm taking my trusted RCMA setting powder, and with a fluffy Sonia Kashuk brush, I'm going to set all the cream foundation that I just laid down. Now I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette in light to medium. I'm going to set the under eye first, since the under eye tends to crease first. And anywhere I cream contoured and highlights, I'm doing again with the powder. So I decided to try out a new eyebrow pencil, and the one I'm going to use today is the e.l.f. Instant Lift Eyebrow Pencil, and ever since I used it on Brittany, I've continued to use it on my other models. It's cruelty and vegan free, and it has a wax tip. I start at the arch of the eyebrow, and then any areas that I need to fill in a bit more, I take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Palette to fill in the parts that just need a little bit more definition. I then brush the front of the eyebrow straight up so that I don't block out the brow. I'm spraying her again with that MAC Fix Plus, and I'm going to now start on the eyeshadow. I'm using the ABH eyeshadow base, and I'm stamping that on with a Sonia Kashuk mini flat top brush, and then I'm using my gloves to diffuse the edges. There are many ways to create a full cut crease, and this is just one of the ways that I like to create one. I'm starting with my James Charles palette. I'm taking the coffee black shade Benny, and with my BH Cosmetics angle brush, I'm beginning at the inner corner of Brittany's eye, and I'm going to draw a line in an S shape to the tail of her eyebrow. I'm making sure that this line is above the crease of her eye so that when she looks straight on, that line, which will be her new crease, will still be visible. I go in about 2 times to darken it to the point that I like, and then I'm taking my Morphe M462 tiny crease brush, and I'm diffusing the line that I just created. Now I'm dipping into my Juvia'S Place, the Nudes palette. I'm taking the right shade on the bottom row. I'm taking my Sigma E25 brush and blending that color right on top, slightly above the black line that I just drew above Brittany's crease. Then with my Sigma pencil brush, I'm going to take the 2 lighter matte beige shades, and I'm blending those shades on top of the first one. Now I'm going back and defining that line again with some more black, and I change the angle of the line so that the line goes straight up to the end of Brittany's eyebrow. Now I'm taking the P. Louise base in number 1 and I'm cutting the crease, and if y'all have been watching me for a while, y'all already know I like to go in tapping motions when I cut a crease. I personally have the most control when I go in tapping motions, and I just tap it into the shape that I want, and then I just drag the product down. This is the first time I've ever used the P. Louise base, and I like how it shows up on camera. I don't dislike the product, but I'm definitely going to have to try it out in different scenarios and see how much I like it. It's definitely a good addition to my MAC paint pot and my ABH primer though, and it does come in more shades. Now I'm taking the deep beige shimmer on the bottom row and I'm tapping that on top of that P. Louise base. I'm now taking the Maybelline gel eyeliner and I'm going to line Brittany's lash line and apply the gel to her waterline, setting it with a black eyeshadow so that doesn't budge on her waterline. We popped on a lash that Brittany brought with her, and I'm applying a black gel eyeliner on her bottom lash line and then diffusing that with a beige matte shadow from that Juvia'S Nudes mini palette. And I did the other eye off camera. I custom mixed a lip color from my ABH lip palette that I felt complemented this look. I am so sorry the camera was not in focus for this part because of my big head, but after I give her one final spritz of this MAC Prep and Prime, this will be the finished makeup look. Alright, and there we go. I hope y'all enjoyed how I achieved this full cut crease on our lovely model Brittany today. I'll leave all her social medias down below. If you like this look, please make sure to tap that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more makeup looks by me, then please make sure to check out my work on my Instagram at miles_MUA. And until next time, see you soon.